What is going on, guys? Back again, another with a video. Back again with another video. Today, if you guys don't know, just thought I'd give a quick update for people who don't have a Reddit account or haven't heard at all. But Treyarch actually put out a post recapping day one of the beta and the different things that they are going to tweak. They're apparently they're taking the Fortnite approach, which I think Fortnite has instilled fear into every other developer because of how open they have been with the public. And COD, Activision, Treyarch, they've been open with the public before, but this is a little crazy. They put out an entire Reddit post, and they just it's literally like 7 paragraphs. If you want to link to it, it's the Reddit/r/Black Ops 4, and it's probably the top post on there. So they've taken into account a few of the critiques that people have had, that people have complained about, and they're talking about it. So the first one is frame rate. Obviously, frame rate has been a big issue for people, especially people who don't have a PS4 Pro, or people that have a lot of things on their Xbox, a lot of things on their PS4. First of all, they're saying that it's not happening to a majority of players, which is a good thing, but it is happening to a big amount of players. Which is not a good thing. So they are, looking into it. They don't have anything, basically to say that they know exactly what the problem is, but they are identifying that it is an issue. So hopefully that does get fixed as well. And load times, I know I haven't had an issue with load times, but I have a brand new PS4. I bought it for whenever H1Z1 came out, because apparently the graphics are better on H1Z1, and so I haven't had any issues with this. But the load times for my homies, it has been a little bit of a struggle, because they have just regular PS4s, and on certain maps it takes them forever to load in, and they have identified that there is a bug that is causing people to load in too slowly. So that one has been confirmed. There is an issue there with the load times, and they are going to fix that. So that's really good. There's weapon tunings right now. This is literally verbatim what it says. For anyone getting wrecked by SMGs right now, rest assured that we're looking at the performance stats of all of the weapons of the game with the flood of new data that we have from the beta, and we'll be tuning gameplay content throughout the beta period and beyond based on performance metrics. So it's what Treyarch has always done. It's the reason the DSR was nerfed. It's the reason that, I guess, not just Treyarch, but people do it all the time, or all the developers do it. They look at all the data, what's being used the most, what's being used the least, and they tune it that way. So apparently, I'm guessing there's going to be a little bit of a nerf to some of the SMGs, maybe a buff to some of the ARs, because some of the ARs are not doing too hot. They're probably last on my list of what I'm going to choose for weapons. Next up we have special issue equipment and weaponry. So apparently, people are saying that there's certain weapons from the specialist and equipment from the specialist that is OP, and they're actively looking at that the same way. Same data. They're looking to see what all people are using, and if there's anything a little bit OP about that. For when it comes to, I don't think too many of the specialists are that overpowered. Maybe the vision pulse is a little crazy. Maybe the Seraph spawn thing is a little crazy. But for the most part, I think everything is pretty balanced. With the exception of a few of those things. Bunny hopping is another one. I wasn't aware that this was an issue, but obviously you jump farther. I just thought I played the game at Anaheim, and that was one of the first things that I noticed is how far you jump. I thought that was just a part of the game, but it seems like they said that one of their tweaks slipped through, is how they worded it, and it makes jumping a little bit too valid, is how they put it. So they put that high on their list of things that they are going to change, which is, I guess, a good thing for people that don't like getting bunny hopped. I'm not sure. And spawns is the last thing in game that they're talking about. Spawns, which I already made a video about it. It's one thing that I noticed immediately off of the bat is, especially in hardpoint, especially in domination, spawns are just all over the place on some of the maps. So they've basically identified that and said that they will be looking into that. So that's pretty cool. That they're basically just taking into account everybody's critiques, and they're changing stuff on day one of the beta. That's wild. Already starting it off hot. The game doesn't even come out for like a month, right? Wait, it comes out in October, August, September. Damn it. A month and a half until we get to actually play this game. One thing that they are talking about that they have seen other people complain, or two things that they've seen other people complain about, and they're talking about, is the free cursor UI. Obviously, in the main menu, you're moving around your cursor on a controller, and it has the little dot that goes everywhere. And I like it. I like it in creative class. I like it in the menus, but I don't like it in the active menu, if you know what I'm talking about. Like if you're in the game and you're trying to change your sensitivity on the fly, and you're trying to maneuver your tiny little reticle all the way around, and it gets, it has auto aim to things it snaps onto. It snaps onto the wrong thing. I mean, I think, D-pad, a lot of people miss just using the D-pad, and that's what they acknowledge it. They said, yes, it's a big change, which is why we knew it would be controversial. There's benefits to having a free cursor that make it faster to navigate once you get the feel for it and once you've turned it on effectively. So it doesn't seem like they said we're investigating an alternate approach that brings more familiarity to the system while still maintaining the option of free cursor for those who want it. So I think it should just be the same way every COD has been, where you can use the D-pad if you want to, and it goes pop, 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 or you can use the the actual controller stick, and it does the same thing that the D-pad does. But in this case, the controller stick would just be the free cursor, or you could just use the D-pad. That's how I think they should do it. I didn't even realize. I mean, people love to nitpick, so I'm not surprised that it became an issue. But that's kind of one thing that I noticed, that they put it in there, and I was like, that's kind of weird, and then didn't think about it again. But there are people that I'm sure notified their congresswoman that Activision has ruined Call of Duty forever because they made a free cursor in in the main menu. And I think the obvious reason of why they did that is because they're pushing the PC version so hard this year, that they obviously everything's free cursor on the PC version, so they're trying to unify the two communities and make it as familiar as possible. And then the other thing that they talked about was armor. We hear what you're saying about armor. We want to proceed thoughtfully and carefully here. We're less than 24 hours into the beta. Basically yada yada yada. Everyone sees how much health it is. They see that there's an armor perk, and usually health is something that you do not mess with when it comes to Call of Duty, because the first thing that people think of when they're messing with health, they think of Juggernaut, they think of Painkiller, they think of, I think those are literally the only two, right? Juggernaut and Painkiller, because of how badly, people hated both of those. One was a perk, one was a death streak. Hated both of them because you just don't mess with the health. That's one thing you don't do. And this year they came out again. It's the third time they've tried to mess with the health, and so of course people are gonna freak out when it first happens. And I'm not a huge fan of armored. I don't think it's a big issue in pubs, but I definitely don't think it's gonna make its way into competitive. So that's one thing that people complain about, and they basically say in this Reddit post, we acknowledge that it is a concern of you guys, and we knew it was going to be, but we've tested this game for a very long time, and we think that there is a place. It balances out stim, it balances out a couple of other things, that is going to be relevant in pubs. So they said, we hear you. We will we'll give it a few days, and if it needs to be changed after a few days, then we will change it. So for the most part, that is everything that they said in this Reddit post. I think it's awesome that they're being this open with the community, and I also think it is awesome that that they're doing this, that they're taking the initiative and they're changing stuff up in the beta immediately, because I think way too many times when it comes to, I don't think this has happened with Treyarch, but way too many times when it comes to video games in general, people put out a product and then they think they're just gonna bask in the glory of their player base just loving the game and praising them, and then they very quickly realize that's not how the internet works. People are gonna be mad at everything. So that's gonna do it. Let me know what do you have any other concerns when it comes to Black Ops 4? Is there anything that they didn't cover here that you hope they're gonna fix? And how are you enjoying the beta as it is currently being played? That's gonna do it for today's video. My name is Hitch. You don't have to subscribe. Please just don't unsubscribe. You don't have to like the video. Please just don't dislike it. And we'll see you next time. Peace.